Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Happy hump day, everybody. Back on the air live again this week. Congratulations, you made it through half the work week this week again. Welcome to the Do What Is Necessary live stream. You'll know that we do this just about every Wednesday. But we have a little bit different of a show today. I'm excited about that. So we've got some guests joining us today. So if you're just tuning in, let everybody know where you're tuning in from. Also, let me know whether or not this is the first time that you've ever caught this show. And if you happen to be watching this on the replay, post in the comments too. I check all comments. I follow up with every comment on every one of our live streams. So I'm glad you're here. Let me know that you can hear me okay, and give me a thumbs up that everything is coming through audio and visually. We'll get the technical stuff out of the way first off. But we do have some fantastic friends. I reconnected with an old friend this week, Miss Lori Hardkey, and she is tuning in from Maui, and she's doing fantastic, as she said in the pre-show. So thank you, Lori, for checking out the show this week. Appreciate it. Good to reconnect with you this week as well. If I was in Maui, Hawaii, I would be doing fantastic as well. So we got Matthew Phillips joining us from Cardiff, South Wales. We always have just a phenomenal representation from the UK, because I think it's just a good time of night for the folks over in the UK. So congratulations for checking us out today, Matthew. And looks like, see here, we've got another guest tuning in, Adam Voss. Welcome back. You get the cowbell, my friend. We'll give you some cowbell. And he is also tuning in from Manchester, UK. So welcome back, Adam. All your questions, we're going to have those loaded up. I'm going to answer all of your questions today. Chris, you get a cowbell too, since you were on my show a few weeks ago. Looking forward to doing some cool things with Chris. Again, fellow UK contingent, always rocks the house here on a Wednesday afternoon. But yeah, I'm glad you're here with me. Like I said, let me know whether this is the first time that you've ever caught the show as well. I'm curious to know who actually tunes in for the first time each week. So if this is your first time catching the show, you may have no idea who I am. You have no idea why there's an incredible amount of orange on the screen today. So I run a company called Orange Nomad. Orange is my favorite color by far. It's the color of a good mood. And my job is to turn hustling entrepreneurs into calm, unstoppable CEOs. That's what I'm all about these days. That's what this show's dedicated to do, is to help you find new ways of reaching your audience, new ways of creating a lifestyle, a business, your personal life, your business life, everything molded together and is in a cohesive unit. That's what we're all about. That's what I call the calm life. Family first, sustainable business practices, having fun running a business. So, excellent. So let's get a few guests that have just joined us as well. Jeff Bolden. So thank you, Jeff, for tuning in. Glad that you are here and tuning in. So obviously everybody can hear me okay. So Chris had to throw in God Save the Queen. And we've got Lori Hardkey, so this is her first time catching the show. So we thank you so much. We could not do this show every week without loyal supporters like yourselves, those of you who come back week after week and tune in and tell us what type of content that you want to see. And I try to keep a listening ear to the entrepreneurial community and things that I've gone through myself, things that I know my clients are going through, and just to be able to provide answers. And one of the ones that seems to always get people's video, and that's what we're gonna dive into today. So before we kick off and start the Q&A, so put your questions in the comments for sure. But I did want to give a shout out to our new sponsor who came on a few weeks ago, Nigel Moore from the Tech Tribe, has agreed to graciously sponsor this show since the majority of our audience are tech folks. So we're super excited to have them on board. So if you're not familiar with what the Tech Tribe is, go to orangenomad.com/Tech Tribe. It is the best IT community on the face of the planet. So many great things for running your business, templates, courses, training, monthly Q&A sessions, and by far, the tribal forum and tribal community is phenomenal. So I know Lori just joined us this week, so we're glad to have you over on the Tech Tribe as well. But we're happy to have them on board supporting the show. So this, like I said, this is a different, I'm going to give you a studio tour. So we're going to try a few new things this week. But please, as we go along, if you have questions, please put those in the comments. I'm going to try to follow as much as I can possibly. But also, everything that you're going to see today, we've got that up on orangenomad.com/gear. We're going to go through all the nuts and bolts of my setup here in the studio and answer questions. See what questions you have about making video, about doing live streaming. So anything goes, entrepreneurship, running a business, whatever. This is Ask Me Anything. This is the first one that we're doing, and I've seen a couple of the folks that I'm connected with over on LinkedIn and YouTube doing this with success, so I'm excited for this episode. So, like I said, this is all about you and answering your questions, and I want to make sure that we get your questions answered live on the show today. But if you have questions and you're watching this on the replay, again, please put those in the comments. Tag me in those comments, and I'll make sure that we get your questions answered. Because this is, like I said, this is one of those things that was really nerve-wracking for me to get started. So I'll share what I've learned in doing live streaming for a year and a half, as far as gear, tech, software, planning, production, all that good stuff. So, like I said, everything is up for grabs. So lots of folks chiming in and saying that the Tech Tribe is awesome. So we're glad folks agree. Looks like Chris just switched over to our LinkedIn audience. That's where the majority of the peeps hang out, Chris. He felt lonely over there on YouTube. So I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying to see what we can do with our YouTube presence. So, all right. Yes, Chris definitely agrees too. Tech Tribe is awesome. So if you're watching this, Nigel, I know you're probably not because it's like 5 a.m. for you. But anyway. So, yes, and Adam says, yes, Tech Tribe, I agree, best investment I've ever made, just need to find time. So please jump in there, Adam. There's so many phenomenal conversations. It's just incredible. I wish I would have had the Tech Tribe when I was running my MSP. That's all I can say. I could have gotten so much further. So tune in, too, because we do have some giveaways. So you're going to want to watch this all the way through. We've got a couple prizes that we're going to give away. But again, before I roll into this, I wanted to make one more announcement if you haven't caught that. We did release a podcast this week. I've been putting that off and putting it off and putting it off. And I finally bit the bullet last week and launched our podcast, and we're now available on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music. So anyway, so we're wherever you listen to podcasts. So we just launched that, but if you want to check that out, orangenomad.com/podcast. You can actually listen to all the episodes. We're going to try to release those. I haven't decided whether I'm going to release them. We released the first one on Friday, just because I was told it was going to take like 5 to 8 days to get approved through Apple Podcasts and Google. We just got approved yesterday for Google, so we're now everywhere. So it was actually faster process, an easier process than I thought. But I'm going to shoot that for a future episode. But if you do have questions about podcasts, I will try to answer those on this show as well. Because a lot of what I'm going to show you today, I just figured there's no time like the present to take the gear that I've already invested in and do a podcast. I've been wanting to do it for forever. So, all right. So Jeff said yes. Nigel never sleeps. So anyway, so let's see here. Chris said yes, he listened to the podcast. Thank you, Chris, for that feedback. We appreciate that. So, all right, so excellent. And Jeff, you also agreed. It's on a Spotify podcast now. So awesome. Thank you guys for the support. We appreciate that. So Lori has a question. When on video from home office, how do you control the lighting? And I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. So we're going to cover audio. We're going to cover video. We're going to cover lighting. We're going to cover software. All the stuffs. So, But as you can see, this, let me shut the podcast so you can actually see that screen. So this is my multi-camera setup. So I'm going to show you how I did this without a Rodecaster Pro, without an ATEM Mini, which that's I won't get into that gear. So I don't have that stuff yet, but you can do this. I'm all about kind of bootstrapping and trying to get things as off the ground as cheap as possible. I'm not inexpensively, I should say, not necessarily cheap. It seems like a bad word. Anyway, but this actually is, I'll show you all the setup. I'm going to actually shoot over to this camera, and we're going to go mobile here in a minute. But that's a great question, Lori, on lighting. So I thought what we would do is go ahead, and I'm going to go switch microphones. So you're going to notice an incredible difference in audio quality here in a minute, because I'm actually going to switch over to a lavalier microphone that is wireless. So you'll notice a difference in the audio, but I think it's good. So you can see the difference between this audio that you hear right now and the audio that I'm going to switch to. And I'm going to show you, again, if you have questions on how to actually do this, like I said, I'm going to be monitoring things. I've got my iPad, so I'm going to walk behind my desk, show you how everything's connected. And again, if you have questions, please raise those as we go. So, all right. So now, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the walk around. And I figured what we would do is we'll talk about audio first, and then again, as I show you around, I'm going to show you video, and then also you'll see the lighting too, Lori. But I'm going to show you some things that I've learned with lighting and our lighting setup, and you'll find that it is very, very simple. So. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and kick off some tunes while I switch over, and I'm going to grab my iPhone is actually on a handheld, and we're going to switch to some wireless audio and show you around. So thanks for hanging out, and just bear with me one moment. All right, so now I'm on my wireless microphone, so just give me a thumbs up in the comments that you can hear everything okay. I realize that the audio may be a little bit lower than my nice Shure SM7B, so. I apologize if you're hearing any type of rattling around and my breath sounds, all that good fun stuff too. So let's just go behind the scenes. I'm going to unplug my iPhone, so you've got that. And we are going to go mobile now. So, all right, so the first thing I want to cover is what I think is the most important is audio. And again, I started with, let me flip back around here and I'll show you what I actually started with. This was my bread and butter for a long time, was the Blue Yeti. I think I picked this up for like $100 like 4 years ago. It was a straight USB microphone, but it did the job. So camera-wise, when I first started last year, I had a Logitech C920. So nothing fantastic to get started. So I was like I think it was $100, $100 and some dollars for the webcam, $100 for that guy. But it definitely served me well to get started. So again, you don't have to really break the bank to get something that sounds a little bit better than your computer audio. But let's talk about the audio first. And like I said, I'm going to go through this and show you on my website, show you all of the gear that I have, but I'm currently have the Shure SM7B. This was by far one of my most expensive purchases, and you probably can see the difference in the audio quality between what I have right now, which is the Deity Pocket Wireless, and I'll show you how that's connected and how we're doing all that right now. But this is basically my setup. Zoom in here a little bit. This is what I look at every day. Let me turn the brightness down a little bit so you can see it. I'm not a vlogger, so I apologize ahead of time if I try to make this camera as steady as possible. So this is what I look at every day. This is my computer setup that I work from every day. I shoot all of my videos from this setup. Everything is done here. So audio-wise, like I said, I have the SM7B from Shure. I just got this. I had the Rode PSA 1 boom arm for the microphone. This is the Rode PSA 1 Plus. So this is actually their newest arrival. Just had a few extra things that I noticed. This cover on here, it's just quieter as I move around because I was getting a lot of feedback into the microphone, and that is actually connected onto my desk. Now, audio-wise, let me turn the light on so you can probably see this a bit better. Audio-wise, again, I've got it's not super sophisticated to me, but in order to run a XLR type microphone and not a USB, you will need some type of audio interface, which I have the Scarlett 2i2. And then I also have a preamp above that, because if you're going to run the Shure SMB, I found it is very gain hungry, and the DBX 286S provides an additional 60 dB of gain, which makes for phenomenal sound. So I see Chris said yes, love the Yeti, so definitely can't recommend that. And then I've got USB hub connected to, I've got two computers running my setup here. So I've got my live streaming computer, which is a Mac Mini M1, and then I've got my main everyday use computer, which is also a Mac Mini M1. These are phenomenal live streaming machines. I can't recommend them enough. Everything I have is on a standing desk too. So everything that you see here is clamped to my desk. All my lights are clamped to the desk. So I can actually raise this entire setup and everything moves up with it. And as you can see, I'm going to go around here and show you, there are no tripods in this room. I hate tripods. Sorry, honey, if you're watching this. She's a photographer, but I absolutely abhor tripods. So everything I have is clamped to the desk. So that's what I have audio-wise to give me just premium sound, premium quality audio. So if you're going to go that route, the other one that I would recommend, I also have this on my site that I'm going to show you in a minute. This guy right here is a $100 mic from Rode, the Rode Pod mic. We've been rocking that for probably the last 3 or 4 months. I just upgraded to the Shure SM7B about 3 weeks ago. But this is a rock solid mic. These are $100. So if I were to start over again, I probably would go to the Scarlett 2i2 and get that bad boy. So this runs about $200, I think, and this is $300. So you can drastically improve your audio for 300 bucks. I know that sounds expensive for some folks, but audio to me is more important than video. And Pete Matheson, it looks like he's joining us. Pete can definitely attest to that. I will watch bad audio or video if the audio is good. So you will find that audio is super important. So let's see here. Any questions come in? Again, I'm going to be walking back and forth between my setup and the screen. And as you can see here, comments are coming in. This is how I monitor everything. This is Ecamm Live. It's what we run all of our production. I'll talk about software here in a little bit as well. But to answer your question on lighting, these are the GVM, or pancake lights is what I call them. Very low profile. I'm going to go around the back too why I chose these lights, because they also can be battery operated. So this can take 2 batteries, which is great for portability. So as far as the light setup, I've got one here, and then I've got a ring light over that actually gives me some light down on the desk. But there's also a camera mounted in there, which is just a broken iPhone that I've had. The screen's cracked, but the camera comes on. That's what I use that for my top-down shots. So, okay. So, like I said, if you have questions on any of the setup, let me know. I'm going to try not to make you too dizzy with this. Like I said, I'm not a vlogger by any stretch, so bear with me here. I'm going to flip around. So I've got the one light here. So one GVM light. We've got the ring light. and then I'm going to turn around here, and then I've got another GVM light. Scroll here, right here, that's connected to, again, it's actually clamped to the desk, to this shelf rather. So I've got two shelves over here that are to my right when I'm doing my shooting. So it's my book collection, my this is as close as I'm going to get to a Lamborghini, I think. So, but yeah, I've had that for a few years. Yeah, another paperweight here. When I worked in the car business, it is the V10 Carrera GT engine paperweight that came with the first Carrera GT when I used to work in the car business. So, but that'll be a future episode. So if you want to know what books I read, that's a few of the books that I read. And then over here is a few more. I'm excited to read this one from Mike Michalowicz, his new book. Love the guys from Base Camp, so I've got all their books. I got Mike's Pumpkin Plan, and then I just picked up a couple new books. So I've got 3 books that I'm going to be reading here, and probably talk about those in future episodes. So, and then my son kindly don't let me use this. It says his, since he's the guitarist in the family. So Orange Amps. Love their product, but that's phenomenal sound out of that. But it's just, I can't play guitar. So anyway, so let's just go around the horn. Like I said, if you have questions, I'll stop and show you anything, but I'm just going to go right around Synology NES. So if you're doing any type of video or podcasting production, I definitely recommend get some type of on-site data backup, which I have that going also out to Backblaze, Dropbox, and AWS. So it's actually backed up in 3 places. And then this right here is my homemade charging wall. So I'm just going to show you, bump up the, so this is just my charging wall for all of the chargers, phone chargers, camera chargers, batteries, all that good stuff. And then I've got a wireless router, which basically just runs smart plugs in the house. And as you can see, my computer nerd has come out. You'll see that everything is tagged and labeled, which is super helpful if you're trying to troubleshoot stuff. So again, just my nerd. A lot of people have asked me about the light on the wall behind me. So this wall behind me is just painted gray. So it's just a gray wall. I did that about 3 years ago. But the light, the orange light that you see behind me in our shots, in our opening shot, let me show you what that looks like. It is just a Pixel G1 mounted with a Smart Rig clamp. So it just clamps to the bar on the back of my chair. Yes, I know this is a little ghetto, but as you can see, my chair is gray. I don't like that gray in the shot, so I just covered it up with a black t-shirt. So yeah, that's the hillbilly in me. But yes, this is a super great light, USB-C charging, but it'll make, it's an RGB light, so it'll make any color you want. But as far as I'm concerned, orange is the only color. So let's just check comments here. Let's see here. So thank you, Adam. Says, here, we'll just spin this around and read some comments here. So Adam says, awesome setup. How do you get the front-facing shot when broadcasting using that camera angle? So my front-facing shot is actually done with this. This is the Canon M6 Mark II with a Sigma 16mm 1.4 lens. And I'm gonna, once I get done with the tour, I'm actually gonna show you my gear page. You'll have links to every single thing I have in here. But that is my main camera. So the first thing I did last year was upgrade the audio. Second thing I did was upgrade the video. So I went with the DSLR camera, mirrorless camera, which is phenomenal. All right, let's go read some more comments here. So hopefully that answered your question, Adam. I'm going to go behind and show you how I have everything set up and clamped to the desk as well. Yes, Mike Michalowicz does have a new book, Chris. So, like I said, I just started digging in. It's a marketing book about being different. So I'm looking forward to digging into that because I couldn't agree with more with Mike. Jeff says, yes, Synology is awesome. We love them. Is there any specific Synology to look at? again, I have links to this, but I have the DS220. Super, super easy to set up. I got this probably about 5 or 6 months ago. We upgraded to that. It was on Amazon Day, so I think I got it for like $289. And then I already had NAS hard drives, so we just popped those in there and good to go. But definitely a 2-bay, has worked well. Has dual network cards in it as well, gigabit NICs. So love that thing. Let's see here, any others that we miss? Chris said amen to the orange. So it says you're looking up at the camera. So, but that's a great question, Chris. It actually when I'm sitting, I am looking slightly up, but it actually looks like I'm looking right into the camera. And as you can see, my notes and everything are right here on the screen. So that's usually where, let me bump this brightness down a little bit so you can see it. Yes, this is where my notes and everything on the screen here. So when I'm doing presentations from Canva, that's what I do. I don't use PowerPoint anymore. Canva can do presentations, so all my graphics and everything, it will display my show notes here, and then it will throw over here to a 15-inch monitor. We'll have all of the slides on there as well. So super simple setup so far. So I know that this was a discussion that came up in the tech tribe, so about Streamdecks the other day. I actually have 2 of them. I have the hardware version here, which is the 15 key. But I also have, let me go ahead and move this microphone out of the way. Let's turn that camera off, or that light. But I also have the software version running on an iPad mini. So they both talk to each other. So I basically have a 30-button Streamdeck, and I'll get to a minute. That's actually attached using small rig clamps. So if any video production, you've seen those, and I'm going to show you those on my gear page too. So, but this is just on a monitor arm that swings out of the way when I'm not using it, and I actually have it swing out of the way where it goes right underneath this monitor here. That way it's out of my way, and I can type, do everything I need to do here on the desk. So, but yeah, I'll show you that in a minute, and everything's completely adjustable with the Streamdecks, so I can actually adjust the angle with these smart rig clamps, and these are super cheap too. So, but yeah, I wanted a decent way of moving those out of the way when I'm not using them, but I also use those pretty much all day long for all kinds of stuff. So let's see here. Hopefully that answered your question, Lori, on lighting. And I'm gonna, over here, I have blackout curtains here on the windows. That's how I control the lighting for a lot of the time. I can't recommend enough. If that's all you have is outside light, that's great. But for controlling light in a video production, you want to be able to control as much of that as possible in the room. So I've actually got that blocked out. I'll have links to these too on my gear page. I think these were like 30 bucks, so they're not super expensive. So I'm going to walk around the other side of the room here as well. You'll see I'm a whiteboard nerd. I whiteboard everything out. This is actually the newest training program we have, which is the MSP growth map. So that's how I mapped it out. I mapped everything out and then started the creation process. But anyway, so any other whiteboard fans out there, let me know. So let's see here. Talk about the headphones. A lot of people ask me about the headphones. These are the Audio-Technica MX40s. They came in black, but I actually busted out my car painting skills a few months ago and painted those orange, because like I said, orange is the best color. Desktop is actually a Cobalt. So I originally bought a desk which is just a Cobalt work desk. I know that's all the rage with YouTubers now, is buying stuff from Home Depot and using workbenches because they can hold the weight. But this is just I think it's 72 inches, a 72-inch desktop. But I bought an autonomous frame to make it raise and lower. But again, everything's clamped to the desk. So I did have my Streamdecks, Chris, just to let you know. I had them on these little tablet arms, but I just found they were super cumbersome to be moving them in and out. And when I had them here, it was just, yeah, these are much nicer having that up because I can actually use all the space underneath the keyboard while I'm recording as well. All right, so we're going to move around the back side of the desk. So see if there's any questions. Chris said, love how you mounted the Streamdecks. Might do a video on that as well, Chris. So, and then Lori said, excellent, very helpful, thank you. But again, I'm going to have links to all of these as well. If you go to orangenomad.com/gear, if you can't hang out to the end with us, everything I'm showing you today, I have links out to Amazon. Everything pretty much can be ordered off of Amazon. Anyway, so yeah, I'll go through this page in a minute and talk about all this, how I have everything set up too. So, all right, so now I'm going to go ahead and move around the back side of the desk so you can see how everything's mounted. It's another question that I get a lot. This monitor is just a portable USB-C monitor. Got this on Amazon Prime Day for, I want to say it was like $100, but that works perfect. So it's USB-C to HDMI. I'll show you my splitter in a minute. So I can actually have two screens running to both of my Mac Minis. So I'm going to turn on the light here so you can see some of this in the back side of here. So I'm going to zoom out so you can see this. A lot of people want to know how I have everything mounted on the desk. And I have links to this as well. So this is a monitor arm extension. So it is just one pole that mounts to the desk. And I have 4 monitor arms connected to this. So this is one going to, again, another small rig clamp, going to a broken, I think it's an iPhone 8 for my top-down shot. And then right below that is my Canon M50 or M6 Mark II. So I've got the main HDMI out, and this also has a dummy battery is what they call it. It's a pass-through battery. So if you're going to live stream with a DSLR, got to have that, because otherwise it stops recording well, at least the Canon side. Stops recording after 30 minutes, so you'll lose that. And I think these dummy batteries are like $20. So this monitor arm at the end here has a tripod mount, so I can actually move my camera around with a ball head on the top. And then over here is, again, another monitor arm for my light with a small rig clamp running my GVM pancake light. Let me zoom around so you can actually see how thin these things are. Super, super thin. And that's what I want. I had like great big softbox lights in here before on tripods, and I would trip over them all the time, hated them. I love these lights. I've had these for about a year. Phenomenal lights. And again, the reason I got these, you can actually have 2 external battery packs connected, so it's mobile. So once we get out and are able to run mobile, since my wife has a photography business, these will also come in perfectly handy for being able to take these out. And it also has the AC connector, which I've got these connected to AC power right now. And then again, if you wanted to see the arm, I got the longer monitor arm, and I have my small rig clamps here with just tablet holders connected to the back of them for an iPad, and it's perfect size for the Streamdeck 15 button. So let me move around here, see if there's any questions that have come in. So there's my whiteboard setup. This room is, a lot of people ask me, they think it's a huge room. It's not. I believe it's 10 feet across and about 12 feet wide. So again, not a super big room. So yes, thank you, Adam. Yep, super clean. Like I said, I'm a minimalist nerd at heart. So I'm going to zoom out here so you can actually see I am a complete nerd when it comes to cable management, and that was my life in IT. These two monitors are on Kento monitor arms I got about 4 years ago. A little bit on the pricey side for monitor arms, but they're completely adjustable. I've got a 32-inch Samsung G5. So both of the monitors are on that single arm. So I've only got two mounts for all of my AV, or video rather. Audio is actually mounted in the front. And here I've got everything running on two Mac Minis, like I said. And this is the Deity wireless, pocket wireless that just came out a few weeks ago. So we're testing these out. That's what you're actually here right now. And that is USB-C connected into my live streaming rig. So I have a wireless lavalier mic that I've got clipped to my shirt right now. I've got an extra USB-C splitter, and then I've got an HDMI splitter which allows me to jump back and forth to this portable monitor over here. As you can see, I apologize, I am not a great vlogger, but one of the things I cannot recommend enough, if you're going to do anything, label everything. My wife's watching this, she's like, you're such a nerd. But I am. It comes in very handy when you're trying to troubleshoot stuff. So, but as you can see, it's not as clean as I would like it to be for wires. But when I'm sitting at my desk, I don't want to see any wires, and I don't. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the desk setup. So let's see if there's any questions that have come in. And move around here. So this is basically my setup from my left when I'm sitting down talking to you every day. And I got these at home store. Love that. That's now my mantra, create and inspire. So that's why we do what we do. So, all right. So I'm going to go ahead and put this camera back down, switch over to back to our setup, answer any further questions that you might have. So let's sit this guy down. All right. And just give me a second. I'm going to switch mics. All right, you probably can hear a massive difference in audio now. And that is the power of having great audio. So let me move to this setup and then just move my chair back around. So thanks again, Adam. Yeah, super clean setup. I'm like I said, I'm a minimalist. I don't like seeing wires. I don't clutter my desk or my room with too much stuff. So, all right, so let's just answer a few questions here. It's a great question, Matthew. What do you use the Streamdeck for? I use the Streamdeck for a lot of things. So I'm going to do this top-down shot real quick so I can show you the Streamdeck. But all of the, like what I'm doing right now with the Streamdeck, I can do so many things. All my Zoom meetings are controlled through buttons on the Streamdeck. Like right now, I'm going to go ahead and switch to different camera views. So this does all of my camera switching. It's going to take that a second for that to load. But yeah, all of my camera buttons and audio, like everything is controlled from the Streamdeck, which I absolutely love this thing. So, all right, so I think I've lost connection to the Streamdeck. Trying to pump too many things wirelessly through our network right now. But yes, the couple people have asked me about the video setup on the iPhone. That is running wirelessly through NDI, and which I can, again, also can control that. This is my behind the scenes shot. So it's coming through NDI, which is a wireless video protocol. But yeah, all my different. If you watch any of my shows, I'm a little stupid with sounds. Yeah. But all of that's there. So all of my camera switching is all done from my Streamdecks. So Streamdeck is so extremely helpful. Let me move this one around so you can see some of the things that I have on this guy. Sorry for the camera being wobbly. But yeah, everything is programmed on buttons for my show. So when I go live, when I stop recording, all that good fun stuff, it is all programmed on the Streamdeck. So I don't have to mess around. So it's basically using eCam buttons and commands for the Streamdeck. But it's interesting, you can do a lot of different things. It will run programs for you. So it's kind of like keyboard shortcuts, but you can actually have them on programmable keys. So I've got, when I switch to video editing, one of the things I do, I have a button for that, which will open Adobe Premiere, Adobe Media Center. It runs a bunch of different commands for me from one button. So it's a complete time saver, Matt, not only for doing this live streaming, but this is how I do all of my course creation. This is how I do all of my Zoom calls. Everything is done from Streamdeck buttons. But yeah, I can't recommend it enough. I know there's a lot of IT guys use that for various reasons. Ernest Murray actually had a cool one in the Tech Tribe the other day. He actually has a button on his Streamdeck that actually sends an Alexa alert to tell his kids that they're being too loud. Sorry, my Alexa just came on too. So you can do so many different things with that. But yeah, they're awesome. The buttons on the Streamdeck, what kind of things can you do with that? Yeah, like I said, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and pop up the Streamdeck interface. I'm going to throw that over here on this screen and go full screen here. So this is my different, I have got both. I've got my iPad set up and my Streamdeck set up. But you can do so many different things. I can open websites. You can have hotkeys that turn stuff on and off. Open programs. It can copy and paste text, so it can actually run like macro type things. Like I said, it has a Zoom plugin, so all the functions that I would use out of Zoom. I'll show you here. Let's go ahead and jump. I think I've got them on here. So like my Zoom call. So there's my different buttons when I'm on a Zoom call. And my course trainings. So these are different commands with different timers, different music that plays when I'm recording courses, live trainings. So basically my MSP growth map, I have different buttons with different music, different commands when I'm running live trainings, similar to what we're doing here. But all of that can be pre-programmed. So I've got all my eCam buttons in here. Let's see here. They've got a number of different things. I can do game capture. So OBS Studio, which is another open source broadcasting software. Streamdeck OBS. You can run Twitter commands. Control Elgato Control Center. Twitch Studio. There's different plugins that you can get for the Streamdeck too, which have different functions for different software that you might be using. So it is, like I said, it is such a powerful tool for me. I literally couldn't live without my Streamdecks. So, yeah. But I think, like the software version of this, the hardware version is like I think they're $150. I'll click over here in a minute. The software version is like $25 a year, and that will run on, I believe it'll run on Android, iOS. So you can actually have this interface on your phone and run commands from your phone. But yeah, it's pretty decent program and set of hardware. Let's see here. So I'm going to flip over to this screen and answer a few more questions. So let's see here. Adam or Chris said, "Yep, they're awesome. Anything you can shortcut with a keyboard, you can do with the Streamdeck." So yeah, you can do that on PC as well. Let's see. Chris had another question. Have you tried Camo for the iPhone? I have. I have it, Chris. So I got that when Ecamm did. I messed around with it probably 8 or 9 months ago, but they've significantly upped their game with it. I don't have a tendency to. I haven't used it yet, to be honest with you, Chris. I have it installed on here, but I find the Shoot app or NDI, which is what I was running, the BTS shot, which is just running straight through NDI. The only thing with Camo, you have to have it plugged in to your. It cannot be wireless. So anyway, that's just for me. I have it. I haven't messed around with it a whole lot, Chris. So to be honest with you, so great question. Let's see here. What am I using for my mouse? So we'll go top down on that. So because I have a trackpad, Lori, and again, I'm running all Mac. I've been a completely Mac shop. Actually, I forgot to put this on there. My gear guide. So this is the Logitech MX keys for the Mac. But I actually can use one keyboard for all three. So that's why I've got this one versus the Apple one. But I'm a trackpad guy. New iOS or new OS Monterey, I'll be able to use this trackpad with both of my Macs. So I'm looking forward to that, but I'm holding off upgrading yet just to make sure all that software compatibility, all that good fun stuff. But yeah, love trackpads. So let's see here. Chris says, yep, he controls his Hue lights from his Streamdeck. I've got all my lights are on smart plugs, so I actually have them all on Amazon Alexa routines. So I give her one command, she turns on all the lights, including like I've got one that's start recording, so she'll actually dim my dome light and turn on my video lights. So it's one command, and then when I stop and my music, she'll shut my jams off. And then when I'm done, I just say stop recording, shuts those lights off, bumps the brightness on my dome light, starts playing my jams again. So, all right. So does this also handle video overlay such as your frames? Yes. I can actually, I can make it do pretty much anything, Adam, anything inside of Ecamm, like what you see here on the screen is layers inside of Ecamm. So let me just go ahead and turn like one off. So that's my main overlay, which is just one main graphic. And I can have that controlled with a button on the Streamdeck if I wanted to. But yeah, just Ecamm is a phenomenal tool. So again, I use that for all of my recording. All of my course creation, all my live streaming, all my video production is done through Ecamm. Because I can actually stream to restream, which goes out to LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, or I can go straight to YouTube, straight to Facebook, or straight to LinkedIn. I'm waiting on them to do a couple things with LinkedIn, commenting. LinkedIn's made some changes there, so I'm waiting for direct communication inside. They have it for LinkedIn Lives, but like I said, I can't interact with the comments when I do go from Ecamm straight to LinkedIn. So, but yes, Chris said, yes, they are the best thing since sliced bread. But yeah, I think you're part of the tech tribe, Adam. But yeah, Ernest Murray had a great one. I'm trying to think of who started that. It might have been Mark Copeman might have started a Streamdeck conversation going on. Let's see here. That's another great question there. Do you use anything to stop echo in the room, or is it just the curtains? Now, that is a great one. You probably did notice the echo in the room. So I'm going to switch back to the lavalier mic, which I have right here. So you can actually see the only sound treatment I have in the room. That's a great question as far as sound treatment. You don't hear any echo whatsoever in this audio. because it's actually running through my preamp, takes a lot of the audio processing is done through this preamp, which you see on the screen here, the DBX 286S. So I've been able to eliminate having to sound treat this entire room. The curtains help, but if I switch, to my BTS shot, so these were closet doors, like wooden doors. So I just put curtains on there, again, for sound deflection, and then the curtains over the window give me blackout plus a little bit of sound differentiation. So if I switch back to the Deity wireless, you can probably hear a little bit of echo in the room, a little bit of that from the Pocket Wireless, because it's going to pick up a lot more than the Shure SM7B. But yes, as far as acoustic treatments, I don't have any other than the curtains. But that's a great question, Matt. Obviously, it would depend on the size of your room. Given this is like a 10 by 12 room, carpeting on the floor and curtains helps. I just didn't want to go start hanging. I bought some foam sound panels, but just never hung them. I just wasn't super happy with the look. But that's just me. I'm a little picky nerd. But great questions. Keep those coming. So I want to talk about, like I said, down at the bottom of the screen, you have orangenomad.com/gear. So this will actually take you to the page, which everything is linked on this page here. So everything is segmented too. So if you want to know just audio, my audio recommendations, everything that I have here from the Shure SMB, the Deity wireless mics, the Scarlett 2i2, the DBX 286S, my headphones, the boom arm, and like I said, I've used the pod mic. Another one that it seems to be real popular and people seem to love is the Shure MV7. I think this one runs, I want to say like 179 or 219. So sorry, but this is a USB and XLR mic. So you can actually, if you don't have an audio interface like the Scarlett, you can actually USB connect that into, so it would essentially take the place of the Blue Yeti. So if you're looking to upgrade your mic, I would probably buy this one versus the Blue Yeti, just because it has a lot more controls. You've got some volume controls right there on the mic itself. And like I said, it's USB and XLR. So if you add your audio interface later, this was not available. Obviously, this came out in the last year or so. But this seems to be another popular mic for those doing audio and video production. Let's see, lighting. So if you wanted to know the lights I used, so here's the GVM lights. And a great thing with these, though, too, they're $139, but I actually got this. They run deals all the time on Amazon. GVM does. So if you actually click that, you get an additional $20 off. So these are like $120 per light. That's what I bought them for last year. And for the price and the fact that they come with a mount that mounts to the desk, and I can add batteries to them. That's why I went with these lights. Plus they're low profile. You know, a lot of Pete Matheson, you probably could attest that he's, got those great big, aperture lights. Like, I just don't want to look at that. That's just me personally. I don't want to look at a great big light. But these are super great. And the intensity on this light is only like at 25%, the one that's coming right at my face. So these will get super bright. The light behind me, that pixel light, I think these are like $70. But that can be mounted to a camera, but it has a 1/4-20 on the back of it, which I have with my those small rig clamps. The ring light, I don't have this. Again, it's doing the top down light for me. I think this was like $13 or something, $12. Again, not super expensive. The Govee desk light, which you see here in the BTS shot, this is actually sitting on my desk. That can be wirelessly controlled, and again, controlled through Alexa. She's gonna keep coming on. Anyway, so I love that light. It was a little bit, I think this was like $70. But I like the fact that I can turn it orange. So Love that. Let's see, video side. The camera that I have, like I said, is the EOS M6 Mark II. Just for the body, these are $849 on Amazon. But check out the Canon refurb site. So we could go back and forth. It's kind of like PC and Mac with camera folks. Some people like Canon, some people like Sony, whatever. We've been a Canon shop since my wife's a photographer, so I went with Canon. But I actually got mine on the Canon refurb site for, I think, $749. So I actually saved $100 by going refurb right off of Canon's website. It took a while to get here last year, but due to shipping issues, all that fun stuff. So you might have that this year. But if you're looking to upgrade your camera, so I think the other one was the ZV-E10 is the new one from Canon. That's about the comparable competitor to this camera here. But the lens was half the price of the camera, but I absolutely love this lens, and it will give you that blurred effect to a background. If you happen to be shooting and you want to blur out the background, this lens will do the job. I love that lens. The dummy battery, like I said, this just passes through the power, so you can keep your camera running and not ever have to worry about turning it off, turning it on, plugging it in, or anything like that. And then to capture the camera and plug it into the computer, I've bought a lot of inexpensive ones, but I've settled on the Elgato Cam Links. These were hard to get last year. I actually have two of these. I've got a primary and I've got a backup. I've got backups for everything too. So, but this just plugs in USB, and then you go HDMI out from your camera into your capture card, and then that plugs into your computer. So it works on PC and Mac. That is the best capture card, in my opinion, out there. So Streamdeck, I think, like I said, these are $150. Love my Streamdeck. Can't recommend that enough. If you want more buttons, you can get more buttons. There's a 32 key, and I think, yeah, that's $250. So it's $100 more. Get 17 more keys. G5 monitor. I love this. It's a curved monitor. It's $329 right now. I think that's about what I paid for mine about 6 months ago. But it's been great. It will go up to, this is what I love too, it goes up to 144 hertz refresh rate. Has HDMI, DisplayPort out. It's been a great monitor. I was going to get the 49-inch one. Sorry, Pete. It was the length of my desk. I didn't want to have that great big monitor in my face. And then, like I said, the portable monitor is this guy right here. Just a 15-inch, can actually go in your bag, connect to any USB-C, and run power off of a USB-C device. But yeah, keep the questions coming if you have further questions. Otherwise, like I said, I know we've... so Chris said, yep, the MB7 is a good mic as well. But I've got everything broken down. So if you wanted to know the clamps that I use, so as far as the mounts, monitor arms, the ball head, then there's small rigs. I love these things. These are phenomenal. Anything with a quarter 20 screw at the end of it, you can clamp this to anything. And like I said, they're $15. So super cheap. Furniture. I've got the autonomous standing desk. It's just the frame. I know they're running some specials right now on standing desks, but I've been super happy. This thing can hold quite a bit of weight. So I've been pretty happy with that so far. And then software. So if you want to know what software I use Ecamm for all my video production. I use Restream to send this out to LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. Epidemic Sound is all of my sound, the sound effects, the music, everything is in there. So I use Canva for all of our graphics. I use ClickUp for all my pre-production, my planning, all that stuff. CoSchedule for social media. So anyway. So that's my office tour for today. And like I said, if you want to check that out, that's orangenomad.com/gear. But hopefully, I think the battery went dead in my Yeah, I think my battery died on my phone. So anyway, so I can't show you the behind the scenes shot anymore. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today. Like I said, if there's anything that you want me to go back through, if you're watching this on the replay, like I said, I apologize if you got sick from me walking around. I'm not a vlogger at all. Yeah, so Adam said, yes, just want to say you have an amazing setup and thanks for going into so much detail. I figured I'd do this. I get a lot of people ask me, a lot of people think that this is an incredibly complex setup. I try to keep things as simple as possible because simple means calm to me. But I've got systems and process for how we do all of this. But yeah, so if you'd like to learn more, let me know. I'd be, happy to teach you what I know. Like I said, I'm not a professional by any stretch. I've learned as I've gone. But yeah, I didn't go out and buy everything at once either. I have slowly picked like one or two things up every couple months. So, you could easily go into tech envy and just go on a shopping spree. But if I'm going to make any recommendation to anybody, it would be audio. Get your audio quality. Because like I said, I will listen to a terrible video if the content is good, but the audio is worth listening to. So definitely have that in the bank. So Matthew, thank you so much. That was super helpful. So I'm glad that it was. Like I said, I just figured we'd wing this and answer questions and just go through. It's kind of like computer stuff, Adam. I'm actually more addicted to computer gears and video creation than I've ever been. But it's fun. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot doing live streaming like this. And as you can see, I'm a one-man operation. I'm a one-man production team with this show every week. So thank you, Chris, for the shout-out. We appreciate it. Eric joining us. So welcome back, Eric. Cool stuff. You're a pro. Maybe do a side gig setting up YouTubers gear. I've actually had a lot of people approach me about doing remote video production, so producing live streams and podcasts for them. So stay tuned. We're probably going to get into that just because I enjoy doing it, and a lot of people don't really want to take the time to learn all this stuff. They want to get content out. So, Lori, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Appreciate it. Joining us all the way from Hawaii, so it was good to reconnect with you again after a few years. So, see here, Matthew said, yeah, we'll be painting our office orange. So, you have to, tag me in social media, tag me over on LinkedIn, show me. I love it when people send me orange stuff. As you can see, you saw tons of orange in my office. It is an absolute sickness. So, but yes, send me some pictures when you do, Matthew. Jeff, thank you for hanging out with me today. And again, if I can be of further service to anybody in the future, let me know. If you'd like to support what we're doing, just even small things help. I set up a site a couple weeks ago, buymeacoffee.com/Orange Nomad. So I am 100% fueled on caffeine and coffee. So if you'd like to support what we're doing to keep content coming like this, even $5 for coffee would be great. Everything goes to helping keep the lights on here. If you want to support us a little bit more, we do have our own swag. So Robert Givens, it is hoodie weather here. It was like 28 degrees Fahrenheit when I woke up this morning here in Columbus. So wintertime is here. So if you'd like a nice, sweet Team Orange hoodie, head over to orangenomad.com/merch. Anyway, so actually, if anybody's still hanging out, I forgot to do our giveaways. So let's give away a t-shirt. So if you're still here, Chris, Tim, I already sent you a t-shirt. So, you already have one of these. But if you'd like a free t-shirt, post that in the comments. The first person to post that in the comments, will score themselves a nice, sweet Team Orange t-shirt. So I do apologize. We forgot our giveaways today. I just got so caught up in doing this vlogging thing. So anyway, So I know that it's going to take a little bit to catch up. But yeah, post in the comments if you want a free t-shirt. So now I got to go back in there. I got too many buttons going. If you like, actually, let's throw that back up too. Nigel's offers to give away free books too. So if you don't have either one of Nigel's books and you're watching this after the fact, just post free books in the comments and we'll get those over to you. So, all right. So let's just see here. So people still hanging out with me. So who's it going to be? So the first person that I see in comments right now is Adam Voss. So congratulations. So, Adam, if you want to DM me on LinkedIn, your address and what size t-shirt that you wear, we'll get that out to you. So we got lots of takers on that one. So, anyway, so let's just see here. Let's feel generous today. Let's do a few more. So we'll just give everybody who tuned in this long of an episode. So Eric, do the same. I'll send you a t-shirt to some of your address. You're right here in Columbus, so I got to save on some tax. So Chris said yes. He got his last few weeks ago. It fits. Jeff, same thing. Send me a direct message on LinkedIn with your t-shirt size and your mailing address, and we will get that shipped right out to you. And I can't leave out Lori. So Lori, if you'd like a t-shirt as well, just send me a direct message on LinkedIn with your address and what size you wear. We'll get you a nice free Team Orange t-shirt. So, but yes, thank you so much for hanging out. So tax is probably going to cost you. See, that's the thing. I actually have, we have printers over in the UK. So I actually save on tax and shipping. So gotcha, Adam. Anyway, Chris found that out. I got his pretty quick. But yeah, we use Printify, and we have partnerships with printing companies over in the UK, which is great. So, but yes, Adam said yes, the Survive and Thrive book was great. So, Nigel's a phenomenal at that. So, Adam Voss. So yes, thank you for tuning out with us today. So Eric said yes, awesome. So like I said, just send me that. John Sarzoza, since you're plugging in from YouTube, we'll give you a free t-shirt today too. So send me a DM, direct message, either actually just if you want to send it. I think we're connected over on LinkedIn, John. So send me your t-shirt size and your address. We'll get that out for you as well. It's good to connect with you. Got some YouTube folks. So thanks again, Jeff, for hanging out with us today. We appreciate it. Adam, love that. But yeah, thanks so much. I know we went super long on this one, but hopefully you got value. Hopefully it gives you some ideas on how to up your game with video. But I think live streaming is something that people are starving for IT folks to get into, and actually just explain to them the context of how cybersecurity fits in, how all this stuff that is complex for them but super easy for us. Like you build so much credibility and value by doing live streaming and having great interaction like this. It's just fun. I have an absolute blast doing live streaming. So, but yeah, so thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you same time, same place next week. Take care, and as I always end every single show, always stay humble and kind. And always, always, always do what is necessary. I'll see you next week.